Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode of Beauty Darlings, I'm here at Intracoastal Dermatology with my new esthetician, Megan. A couple of weeks ago, I shared on Instagram stories that I was going to be starting a new skincare journey, and I wanted to take you guys along with me, and I wanted to offer you guys information too. So I asked you to send in all your skincare questions, and I'm here with Megan today, and we're going to get them answered for you, and so you guys are more informed about getting treatments for yourself personally. So if you're interested in watching and finding out more, please keep watching. All right, so I'm here at Intracoastal Dermatology here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm here with Megan, my esthetician. She has 16 years experience, and she's going to be working on this face. I'm really excited over the course of this next year, basically 2019. I said I'm going to get my life right, my skin right, and my house right. So we're here trying to get the skin right, and Megan's going to help us answer some questions so you guys can get your skin right too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first question from one of my followers, Classy Educator, asks, do you use a hyaluronic acid serum, or should you use one?
Well, personally, yes and no. It's interesting with hyaluronic acid, there's hyaluronic acid and sodium hyaluronate. And the real differences between those is going to be molecular weight, which actually will change how it absorbs into the skin. So I typically look for a sodium hyaluronate ingredient in my ingredient list. However, if hyaluronic acid has been bioengineered, it can be a lower molecular weight, and so it will absorb into the skin properly. But I love hyaluronic acid and sodium hyaluronate along with glycerin, sorbitol, other ingredients that are humectants. They hold water in the skin, and that's great. Our skin is constantly evaporating water, and so it does need that occasional help to hold things in there.
Okay, cool. I personally like to use hyaluronic acid serums, even though I'm really oily. But I feel like it helps control the oil because it's kind of balancing my skin.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Everyone needs water hydration. Oilier skins, drier skins, whether you're clinically dry, you have xerosis, is it xenosis or xerosis? And it's fantastic for every skin. Everyone can use it, and you can use it daily.
Okay. Does it matter which brand of hyaluronic acid? Because there's a lot of them out there. I know a big brand that I am a fan of is Glossier. I love all their serums and stuff like that. I am a brand whore, so I love their packaging. But does it matter looking at the ingredients to make sure it is effective hyaluronic acid?
It can be tricky for the consumer because a lot of times you'll find something that says 100% hyaluronic acid, and in reality the percentages are much lower of those ingredients because they do have to be mixed with water to properly penetrate. So it depends on how it's compounded. I don't have any particular favorites. However, I look for a lot of the products that I use have it incorporated along with other ingredients. So I don't use a standalone hyaluronic serum.
Okay. All right, next question. I'm sorry, I don't know who asked this one in particular, but one of my followers asked, what is the best winter treatment for skin that dries out when it gets colder?
So my favorite treatments are typically either a hydrofacial, dermaplaning, and microdermabrasion. Exfoliation is key with all skin types, including drier skins. Drier and sensitive skin symptoms are actually symptoms of impaired barrier function. So we want to get that skin stronger and healthier, and so no treatment will instantly cure dry skin, but it can definitely help alleviate some of that discomfort, tightness feeling, and sort of kickstart any routine that you're going to get started.
Another one of my followers asked, what is the best way to treat pesky zits or pimples that pop up during your menstruation?
Sure. My go-to is the ZO sulfur mask. I like sulfur as an ingredient because it's antimicrobial, and it's also mildly exfoliating. It's good for virtually all types of skin, and you could just pop a little bit on there, let it dry overnight, and wake up in the morning and rinse it off. Pimples take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to actually surface in the skin. So I like to tell people that healthy skin is less susceptible to acne, and doing a regular cleansing exfoliation, whether it's physical and chemical combination, that will help your skin. You'll be less prone to breakouts any time of the month.
I think that's so true. If I feel like I have like a really great skin month because I was really on top of my skincare routine the entire month. Even when I get my period, I'll still have minimal breakouts, and I'm like, it's all about routine and consistency, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great questions, guys. Next question is from Black Star. She asks, is dermaplaning good for skin with mild eczema?
It really is going to depend on your eczema personally. I offer 30-minute complimentary consultations for exactly that reason. I like for patients to come in so I can sit down and talk with them about their skin goals and maybe anything that's going on. If it's more moderate to severe, I'd like clearance from a dermatologist before we did anything that's exfoliating, because that barrier function is impaired and we really want to be safe with the skin.
Okay, cool. And that's really great to know, because a lot of people might just like, oh yeah, you can do it just because it's really trendy, and like, yeah, go for it. But you really, your skin is like an investment, and so you want to invest in things that are going to help your skin long term, and not just with a passing fad or a trend. You want to make sure whatever works for you is going to help you long term. Right now, dermaplaning is really, really big, but if your skin, if it doesn't work for you, if that's not for you, it's okay. There's going to be plenty of other things for you to try and work for you. And this one is from Carlos Brown. She asks, what is the perfect way to stay moisturized in the wintertime when you already have super dry skin?
So dry skin is complicated. Dry skin, sensitive skin, they're basically symptoms of impaired barrier function. And so there's a lot of things we have to do to get the skin stronger so that you don't have those symptoms continuing. Okay. And one of those things is to regularly exfoliate using a physical scrub, chemical exfoliant, some kind of acid. Lactic acid is great for that because it actually binds moisture to the skin as well. I'm not huge on conventional moisturizers, so lipid and protein based, which almost all moisturizers are, simply because when you're putting that on the surface of the skin, you're sending a signal that the skin doesn't need to do what it does to regulate that water, ceramide, fatty acid production, and so cells get lazy. And it's something chronic, it's something that affects us because we've all been using moisturizer for decades. And so I typically will consult with a patient and talk about some things that we can do to move forward, but it takes about 18 weeks for skin to change habits. So for drier skin, you know, I'm definitely asking for more of a commitment and also laying off some of those conventional moisturizers and replacing them with real hydrators, like I said, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, sodium PCA, and things that are going to help the skin function as it should.
It's so funny and crazy, like our idea and education of skincare, because like when I was younger, I thought like using Noxzema was like the best thing for my skin, and I have oily skin and it was cream based, and I was just like, this is just making me more oily, and like my pores are clogged. And then like when I thought I was glowing up and growing up in my skincare routine, I started using like I went back to like something more clean and pure, and I was using, what is that called? Cetaphil. Sure. And so I was like, okay, let me do that, and that wasn't really doing what I needed it to do. And then your skin changes. I was going through like college and eating really bad, and so I went to something like with like exfoliating beads, and that was like too harsh for my skin. Like you go through different stages of like, what do you use for your skin, like what's the right moisturizer. And now like I feel like I'm in my just like my Sex and the City grown folk skincare routine, and I'm using quality ingredients. It's about consistency and knowing what your skin responds to, and giving time for products to do their thing. And sometimes it doesn't take, like you said, it takes like 18 weeks, wow, for your skin to change habits. And we shed skin every 28 days, right? Or so?
Typically between 28 and 40 days.
So you have to stick with something to see the results. So, okay, last question. A lot of you guys have been following me on Instagram, and I mentioned before about Intracoastal Dermatology's is it called the
Skincare Club.
The Skincare Club, which is what I signed up for, which gives you an option to choose 1 out of 4 different facials a month for $99. But what if somebody wanted to come in like once in a while, if they didn't want to do a commitment of like once a month? How often should people be getting facials, and how much would that be?
Normally, facials range anywhere from $100 to $150 for any sort of variation on a European facial. I do a more therapeutic treatment, so there's not a lot of massage or manipulation in that way. I focus more on infusing actives into the skin and using a customized mask, and we do extractions, things of that nature. Everything is customized. For something like a hydrofacial, that typically starts around $195. It's a faster treatment, but they also use a patented technology to help infuse, extract, and nourish the skin, and that's a great treatment to do prior to an event. You can do it same day. Some people do those on a monthly basis, and they're very popular. But every skin is different, which is usually why I like to meet with people first.
Okay, and like you said, you offer 30-minute consultations, complimentary consultations.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for answering these questions. If you're Jacksonville based, I highly, highly, highly recommend coming by Intracoastal Dermatology and just sitting down and talking about skincare, and like what you should probably do to get to your skincare, to reach your skincare goals. The first time me and Megan met, I kind of thought I was just gonna plop on a bed and like just get ready and get my pores extracted, but the first 45 minutes was actually just talking about my skin, my problem areas, and what my goals were. So it's really important to kind of just do that so you can dissect and like make a plan. You know what products to use, and I'm really excited because it's only been 1 facial in, and I've seen a dramatic change in my skin. And I just recently started to use the program that she completely customized this for my skin issues with Zio products, and I'll be sharing those a lot more on my Insta stories and on my channel, and you'll be seeing before and after. So I'm really excited for you guys to kind of just come on this journey with me, and let's get 2019 like glowing. That's what I want for me. I want it for you. So definitely check it out and tell them that Tamar sent you, and I love to hear about your stories too and your before and afters. So thanks so much, Megan, for answering the questions that my followers had.
Of course.
And I think we're gonna do a facial now, yeah?
Let's go.
All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.